I get anywhere from 75 to 100 fucking emails a week on Facebook and Messenger. I find shit, the church, and it's so funny how, some people want advice on comedy, some people want advice on drugs, some people don't know what to do. It's pretty interesting, the emails I get. But the email I've been getting frequently, I guess I haven't spoken about it lately, and people want to know about, is my eldest daughter. Let me talk to you people about something else before that'll get to that. I went to take my young daughter yesterday to her self-defense class. And I was sitting outside, and a girl came to get a brochure. And when she came out, she walked up to me and asked me if I was Joey. I go, yeah. She shook my hand. She goes, I just moved here from Houston. I'm a comic, and I've been here for about 2 years, and can I ask you a few questions? I was like, sure. I was just sitting there. My wife was next to me. I go, sit down and, ask me whatever you want. And she was asking me about that she had done Kevin Hart's special, one of the Kevin Hart shows on Comedy Central. She did a movie, and she played she had maybe 10 scenes in the movie. She got a lot of action in the movie with a great cast. And she just got something else, some other show. She opened up a Mike Epps at an amphitheater or something like that, and they might use her again. And she goes, that you get all these things from time to time, but that she wanted for it to move faster, And I asked, I go, are you frustrated right now? And she's like, a little bit. And I go, you know what? I was frustrated for 20 fucking years. Frustration is something, it's connected to a little bit of anger. It's connected to a little bit of just being disoriented. But when you're frustrated, that's one of the worst fucking feelings in the world because it doesn't go away. I was frustrated from 93 to 2007. I lived my life very frustrated because I couldn't figure out the path. I was getting close to the path, but I couldn't figure it out. I was getting close to the path. Then one day I figured that I just had to eliminate the coke out of my life, and that's what it was. That was the last of the frustrations. And I was frustrated for the same reason you guys are frustrated. Your job, things aren't going well enough. They hired this guy instead of you. This guy got promoted instead of you. Why is this guy getting this? And I do this. This guy's getting a lot more money than me, and I sell more tickets than him. There were just so many little frustrations that I had. What was going on with my daughter and my ex-wife. That's fucking frustrating. I lost $200,000 there easily in attorney bills. For what? At the end, for what? What was the point of going through all those motions for the result that we got? But when you're frustrated, it's also the result that you're not doing something right and you don't want to come to terms with it. That's what frustration is, that you're cutting fucking corners instead of doing the goddamn work. There's nothing, and you think you're doing well or whatever, but you could be doing better and you can't put your finger on it. You're cutting corners. You're cutting corners in your life. And one day, you could I was very frustrated for years. Then I got into comedy and I lost 50% of the frustration I had because I wasn't in the workforce anymore. That's very frustrating, being in the workforce. I know that you guys that have day jobs and, you're into them and you are college educated or maybe you're not college educated. It's fucking frustrating having a day job. It's okay for a while and then something happens and you hate it and then you like it again. But it's similar to comedy. It's a lot of life and comedy are exactly the same. That's why I call it a journey, because you're going to be frustrated. But what do? You quit? No, you keep pushing along and you stay frustrated. I mean, for me, I just stayed frustrated. After I got into comedy full time, I was still frustrated. And then 93 was when the frustration went away. Now I had a completely different frustration, which was what to do with my ex-wife and the kid. But that's completely different. Part of frustration is not commitment either. I love these people who go, well, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to keep my job until this happens. It's never going to happen because you're giving 50% to this and 50% to the other, so you can't give 100% to anything in full. And in those trenches, you get frustrated because do I quit my job or do I keep playing the violin? You know, do I do this, or do I? So it's a constant thought process. And once it goes into your fucking bones, you cannot get rid of it.
Well, you said that the frustration stems from you're not doing something you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
Is there another side of it where maybe you just started something, or maybe it's not, like, is there a part of it that you're just impatient, or is it all?
It's impatience. Part of it is impatience, but it's also finding yourself at a particular time for a particular period of time. Finding yourself in a position for a long period of time. You start getting frustrated. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And the answer in frustration is always looking into yourself and always going, you know what? Life isn't fair. I get that. I knew that. I found that out when I was 13. But now, how can I make life more fair in my favor? And it takes somebody really, like, to step out of your body and look to see where you're slipping. Frustration comes from you not doing something. You're not doing something you're supposed to be doing. Either you keep putting it on the back burner, you know, that's frustration. That's frustration. And once you do something to get that away, you won't be frustrated no more. You're still not going to get to that location any quicker. But now at least you know you're going to get there eventually.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the difference. If you're frustrated, it's because frustration in your mind is you can't win. You cannot fucking win. Think about that statement. How is somebody going to look in your eye and say you can't win? Well, wait a second, Joey. I wasn't looking to win, but I was looking to come in third. Well, what do you need to do to come in third? What needs to be done? What is the simple solution? How can we change this? That's frustration. You know, so here I was frustrated with comedy. By 95, I wasn't that frustrated no more. I knew that time. I knew I had nothing going on, but I also knew because I had nothing going on, time was in my side. By 95, I was probably making $800 to $1,000 doing comedy every month, and the rest was free, but at least I was paying my rent. I was eating. I would do little hustles from time to time, like gamble with Josh Wolf or sit on bets or whatever. That gave me a little extra income, or get somebody a gram or blow. Yeah, but as far as a comic, I was making $800 to $1,000 my fourth year in comedy. It's frustrating. But I also knew that 2 years earlier, I was making $200 a month in comedy. So I knew that the longer I stuck with it, the more money I would make. And then you have a setback month, and then you get back on the road. Not every month is going to be good. Not every month is going to be good. You know, I'm on Weight Watchers. And for a while there, I lost weight, and I started lifting heavy weight, and I gained weight. And then I started putting on weight again. So I went to talk to this lady where I left, and she's a nutritionist, and she talked to me about a diet she had, and I knew by looking at it that I couldn't do that diet. I travel. And I said, you know what? Instead of doing the diet, I'm going to tighten up my Weight Watchers more. And that's what I tell people. With a diet or that type of lifestyle, it's one day at a time. It's you against your mind every day. And some day you win, and some days you lose. I'll tell you what. If you eat good for 5 days, and you eat men's amends for 2 days, you won. You won. You won. It's week to week. Last week, I didn't dip into my extra points. I didn't weigh myself. I feel a little lighter. I feel a lot lighter. But I was frustrated. You know, plateaus is frustration. You're not doing something you're supposed to be fucking doing.
So obviously, I have no business talking about it, but I just want to see where you're coming from. So obviously, no one's perfect, and there's certain things like you can't do that diet on the road. But in a perfect world, is that diet something you should be doing? Is you not doing that diet?
It's not going to work for me. I know going into it, it's not going to work for me.
Okay.
I know going in, it's not going to work for me.
Okay.
I just saw the foods they wanted you to eat, and I knew it wasn't going to work for me. So I know it's not going to work for me. With Weight Watchers, I could control it. I could eat chicken breast all day.
Right.
white rice and black beans, and I got 8 points. You know, there's little things I can control. You're not going to win every day.
Right.
But if you win 5 days out of 7, you won. You did the week. You know, right now, it takes a lot for me to go to a McDonald's. It's going to take a lot for me to the only fast food I eat is pizza. That's the only, and I don't eat it from everywhere. I eat it from one certain place now. But I plan my day. I know that I have 7 days to go to war. But when I look at a menu, I look at it and I prepare. When I go to a certain town, I know what menus they have and I know what I could eat because I could stay within that realm. But it's the same thing with life. You're not going to win every day at life. But first, you're going to start winning 1 day a week. Then you're going to start winning 2 days a week, and you're going to feel frustrated for 5. Then you're going to start winning 3 days a week, then 4 days a week. And listen, what are you going to do? You're going to do 4 good days a week, and you're going to have 3 bad days. Didn't you just tell me yesterday that baseball is weird because you could bat 300? It's a game based on percentages. Life is also based on percentages. Life is also based on percentages. So what are you saying to me, Joey? Okay, every month, if you have 22 good days of eating and 7 bad days, you won. That means you got 7 minus 22 is 15 good days of eating. You've made a little bit of progress. That's how you have to look at things. Is the progress, the little things that you could do daily to change what's going on in your world. You know what, man? I don't like this material I'm doing. Well, go schedule 22 sets in 2 weeks and do a comedy camp. Go home every night, listen to your thing, write it down, and you live for it. And you'll get away. Plateaus mean you're not doing something right. That's what a plateau means in your life. How many plateaus have I had? If I put plateaus by, you know when you put 4 lines and then a line through it?
Right.
You ever see that? And it's 5 mistakes. I've had 90 fucking thousand plateaus. You know how many plateaus I've had in the last 10 years? Maybe 6 or 7 compared to 8,000 I had before. Since 2009, 2008, since I took control of my life because I got off the drugs. But did I still fucking make mistake off the drugs? You bet your mother's fucking asshole I did. You bet your ass I did. But the percentage of mistakes got lower and lower. What the fuck are you giggling about? Nobody.
Why did you like him? What did
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now keep going from where you told it, because then
You know that little forehead you got?